2015 IndyCar season opened officially today with practice at St. Petersburg. What did we learn? Will Power's still fast, so's Montoya, so's Castroneves, so's Team Penske. They were the fastest 3. Chevrolet was the fastest 5. Jack Hawksworth was the fastest Honda. But what we also learned was it rained during the second practice session and not one wheel turned. Why didn't they run? Well, we've got a part shortage. Honda and General Motors, they don't have all the parts they need. Let's put it this way. Everybody that's got a front wing and a rear wing and side pouch right now, they want to keep them in one piece. So that's why they didn't go practice in the rain, because nobody can afford to crash. A bunch of teams got supplies today. Foyt, Sam Schmidt, big crates showed up with wings in them. So they got to take their 2014 stuff off and put the 2015 things on. And it's great because it's not good for the poor people that showed up here in the rain to watch an IndyCar practice session, but pragmatically they had to do it because you can't afford to crash when there aren't spare parts and the first race is only 48 hours away. The other thing I think we learned is there's not this big panic by the Honda teams. Everybody seems to think, oh, this thing's going to be a disaster. Chevrolet's going to be fastest everywhere we go. Penske's going to sweep the podium, blah, blah, blah. What we don't know yet is, Graham Rahal put it in pretty good words, they've got a lot of things to try at Honda, a lot of different combinations to test, and they haven't got a handle on it yet. That's what they're doing. So this is kind of a big test session here at St. Petersburg, if you want to be honest, on Friday and Saturday. Sunday we might see a different thing, but one thing is for certain. Sebastian Bourdais had the track record here since 2003 in Champ Car. It's going to get obliterated tomorrow because there are only 0.5 of a second off of it, and they didn't have any red tires today. So look for Will Power to be the new track record holder, and a long-time record is going to fall. Union Jack Hawksworth, fastest Honda in the first practice session today, and everybody's talking about, oh, Chevrolet's the top 5, Honda's getting. But when you look at it, you're a couple tenths off of a team that's got 4 cars. So how do you feel about the first day?
Pretty good, I think. We knew we were, I felt in testing like we had a good car, and it seems like we do. So, it looks good at the minute, and I don't feel like I've seen anything yet which suggests that we're behind the 8 ball or anything. So, I think look forward to tomorrow, and we feel pretty good about where we're at right now.
Graham Rahal, another Honda driver, said earlier, it's not so much that we're lost, we got so many things to try, so many different options.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to learn. I think that not just aero-wise, but mechanically with what the aero kits have done, it's kind of changed things up a lot. But I feel like our guys have got their heads around it probably quicker than most, and I think we feel like we're in a window right now, and it's not like we're looking for we're not looking for a big chunk right now. We're just looking to fine tune at the minute, which is good because in this kind of situation when everything is new, you don't want to be the guys who are throwing things at it and chucking stuff at it because you feel like you're way out of the window. And we're certainly not in that position right now. We think we're in the ballpark.
Kid, you had a great rookie season, but all the stuff you learned last year, do you have to throw some of that out because of all this new aero stuff, or is it just a different application?
Most of the stuff I learned last year was on a kind of a racing side of things, strategy and pit stops and all that kind of stuff, and all that stuff's very relevant. In terms of driving style, car's a little bit different, but you can drive one thing fast, you can drive anything quick, right? So.
Explain to people what's different about this one compared to last year. Just more downforce, harder to drive?
Harder, I don't know if I'd say harder, different to drive for sure. The braking application and I'd say the way you brake is probably the biggest difference in terms of style. Cars are much more settled this year, so there's the kind of less, you're not fighting the car as much, if you know what I mean. So different. Not a huge difference, but just subtle differences.
Because people are always saying we want the cars to be harder to drive for the drivers, so maybe they're going to get that.
I think you're going to get huge commitment. That's what you're going to get. I'm not saying that the car's a lot harder to drive this year in terms of chasing the rear, but you've got so much downforce now that the corner speeds the drivers are going to be able to drive on into the corners. I think you're going to watch in qualifying when we put the reds on, and I think it's going to be spectacular.
The reason Simon Pagenaud's smiling is because he likes the rain, but he didn't get to run in the rain today. Second practice session nobody went out. Was it because shortage of parts, or you just didn't figure you're going to learn much, or?
No, you're right. Shortage of parts. It's this new body kit's a new era for IndyCar, and it's basically prototypes. All those cars have prototype parts, but it takes a while to build those prototype parts for each one of those cars. There's so many elements with this new aero kit. It takes a long time and a lot of effort for Chevrolet or Honda to make it. So, we didn't get much testing. So we learned a lot in testing, but here we know that it's going to be dry on Sunday, so there's no point on going testing today in the rain.
Okay, the last couple of years the team was built around you. They came, when you had a teammate, they came to you. What's going on? It's a whole different scenario. You got 3 guys. They're all older than you. Have been around this thing a long time. Is it more fun for you? Has it been educational already that you can, are they going to tell you the truth? Are you pretty happy with the way this thing's going?
Things are going really well. It's actually a lot of fun for me, and a different approach, you know, just to see the difference in driving styles. Just on driving itself, I'm improving massively, and I know I'm pushing Will, I'm pushing Elio, and Elio is pushing me. We're all pushing each other, and that's fun to see that you can, at this level, you can still improve yourself corners by corners. There's so much to extract out of each of us that at the end of the day, if we manage to put, you know, the entry of Elio, my exit, and run Pablo and Will's mid corner, we'll be really, really strong. So just on driving itself, it's interesting. On the setup, obviously, you know, the reads are very similar, and that just makes the team so much stronger.